What's up, YouTube? This is Terrence for Terrence Photography. Today's video is about what gear I shoot with in 2020. So let's get started. So I'm not going to go over any of these specs of any of this gear that I'm about to show you. If you want to check the specs out, please check out the description below. I'll drop links. But do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, drop a comment, hit that notification bell, support. So now, the most important part of this video, the actual camera bodies that I use. So I have three cameras, one that I primarily use for video, which I'm using right now, which is the Sony a6300. Next camera, the Sony a7R II, which is my backup camera. This was my first full frame mirrorless camera. And let me tell you something, I was absolutely blown away by this camera. And I have to say, in 2020, I personally think this camera is still very relevant. If I had to do it all over again, and I was just starting out, and I was looking for a full frame camera, right now at a reasonable price, this would definitely be it. You can't go wrong with this. Now my primary camera, the Sony a7R III. I recently upgraded to this camera back in November 2019. And let me tell you something. I thought I was blown away by the a7R II. I'm even more blown away by this camera. Absolutely pleased. I don't expect to upgrade for another, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, maybe never years. Who knows? But this camera is a monster. Now, with this camera, I have the Peak Design camera strap. This is a very durable camera strap. Can easily be adjusted. It's made out of a seat belt material. And I like this strap because if I want to adjust it, I just pull these little levers, which you probably can't see because of the lens. And now the camera is shorter. I go down and it lowers it. I don't know why I'm doing that because you can't see it. Anyway, this is my primary camera, the Sony a7R III. So next up, we'll talk about lenses. I travel very light with lenses. I only have a few. So I'll start with what I'm using for video, which is the Sony FE 50mm f1.8. I don't use that lens much, and I shouldn't really be using it for video, but you know, that's the lens I don't use, so that's the lens that I'm going to use for video. Next lens, the Sony 85mm FE f1.8. This lens, this is my primary lens. I use this lens probably 90% of the time on my portrait shoots. It's sharp from corner to corner. The bokeh is very buttery. You couldn't ask for a better lens at a price point that is priced at. Compared to maybe G Master 85 f1.4, this lens is its competitor in a big way. So I will highly recommend everyone have this lens in their camera bag if you're shooting portraits. Next up, we've got the G Master 24-7 f2.8. If Tamron had their lens out prior to me purchasing this lens, I would have went with the Tamron. But you can't go wrong with having G Master in your bag. Absolutely love this lens. Crisp, sharp, corner to corner. Bokeh at 2.8, very, very buttery. The compression is very nice on this lens. I absolutely love this lens. Very pricey, but I love it. So next up, we've got the Tamron 70-180. I purchased this lens back when it was released, 3-4 weeks ago, and I have been completely blown away by this lens. It's sharp from corner to corner. No light fall off at all. That doesn't make sense. Next up, we've got the Tamron 70 to 180. I purchased this lens when it was released. This lens is absolutely amazing. I put this on my camera once I received it, and I haven't taken it off until now for this video. But this lens, it's G Masters 70 to 200 competitor. I mean, if I had to choose between the two at the same price point, it would definitely be the Tamron. I first purchased that 70 to 200 G Master lens, and the focus system was absolutely horrible. I had nothing but issues with that lens. Again, maybe I had a bad copy, which I noted in my previous video. If you want to check that out, please do. But this lens here, crisp, sharp images, the compression on it, wow. I gotta tell you, blown away. This is one of my favorite lenses. That's all I have for lenses. Now, if you check out my social media, which I'll drop a link in the description below, so feel free to go hit me up, shoot me a follow, shoot me a DM, whatever the case may be. But I'm a big off-camera flash kind of guy. I don't do natural light. Natural light is not my thing. It's all about off-camera flash for me. So for lighting, I use the Flashpoint AD600. This thing is my baby. I use this for every single shoot. Yes, it's a pain to travel with. It's got some weight to it, but I'm telling you, I can shoot anytime during the day, 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m. The sun can be super high, no clouds in the sky. Guess what? I'm crashing the light, and I'm lighting my subject with this bad boy. I absolutely love this light. Now, on cloudy days, when the sun's covered up and you have that sort of natural softbox, and I still want to separate my subject from the background, I've got the Wistro AD200. Now, this is great because it fits in your pocket. You could transport this thing very easily. It's very lightweight and it's very durable. I've dropped this thing probably, I don't know, a good 3-4 times. As you can see, I have electrical tape, or maybe you can't see, but I have electrical tape holding the battery on because this thing has taken a beating and it's still working just fine. Anyway, this is my go-to light when there's that natural softbox, when the sun is hidden behind those clouds. Highly recommend this light as well. Now let's talk about how I trigger those lights. I've got the Godox X Pro S for Sony. This thing is not very reliable. There's been times where I've turned it on and it just won't come on. I've changed the batteries, it just won't come on. Then suddenly it decides to come on when I'm not using it. So I very rarely use this. But anyway, we've got the X Pro for Sony. Next up, my backup, we've got the N1. Now I'm sure we're gonna jack this name up. Newer, whatever. It's the N1T for Sony. I absolutely love this trigger. Even more importantly, I like using this trigger because I also have the Ninja 5. And I can mount that Ninja right on top of this trigger. Yeah, it makes for a very heavy setup, but I love this trigger. This thing is very reliable. I have not had issues with this trigger. I love it, and it's very inexpensive. Next up in my camera bag, we've got the Mav Air 2. You've got to have a drone in your bag. You got to travel with your drone everywhere you go. You never know what environment this will be useful for. I don't get to use it much because I just don't have time. But and I'm not really at places where this would be allowable. But anyway, I always travel with my drone. Last but not least, the soft boxes. We've got the Softbox Raha 65 28-inch rapid box. This thing, very light, compact. The bag, very nice, feels very nice. This rapid box is a Bowens mount, and it comes double diffused with a grid. You gotta check this out. This product, wow, just amazed by it. Check it out in the description below. Last but not least, my 36-inch softbox, which I just picked up 2 weeks ago. This is an angler. This is also a rapid box, Bowens mount, double diffused, and it came with the grid. I was a little hesitant because of the price point this was priced at, but it's not about the price. I wanted to give it a shot, and let me tell you, this softbox price compared to this one, half. This was half of what this one was, and guess what? I use this 100% of the time now. So that concludes all the gear that's in my bag. If you got any questions, drop me a comment, and please again, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.